A single moment, yes, just a fleeting 68 seconds, can rearrange the entire mosaic of your life. Perhaps that sounds astonishing. Yet consider how quickly the sky can brighten when the sun peeks through the clouds. In those brief seconds, everything changes from gray to shimmering possibility. That same magic exists within you right now, waiting to be unlocked. Today, we're exploring the simple yet profound idea that your path from now to wow might only be a breath away. When we talk about the power of 68 seconds, we mean focusing your entire being on one constructive, uplifting thought for a short but potent window of time. It's like giving your mind permission to pause its usual chatter, worries, or distractions, and devote itself wholeheartedly to a single expression of positivity. In a fast-paced world where seconds slip by unnoticed, these small pockets of intentional thought can spark a remarkable shift. In that narrow slice of time, you're essentially planting the seeds of a new reality, a reality shaped by hope, clarity, and a sense that all things are possible. Consider this your gentle invitation to pause any self-criticism or lingering doubts. Instead, step into a quiet space within, even for a moment, and allow a new perspective to take root. You don't need to be perfect or have all the answers. You only need openness, a willingness to see yourself as someone worthy of love, compassion, and endless possibilities. Let's give ourselves permission to shape our day, and ultimately our lives, by aligning our thoughts with the highest good we can imagine. The journey we're about to embark on doesn't demand complicated rituals or lengthy study. It simply asks for sincerity and consistency. Together, we'll delve into practices that nurture self-love, soothe old emotional wounds, and awaken your intuitive gifts. We'll talk about gratitude, one of the most powerful catalysts for transformation. We'll also explore mirror work, forgiveness, and the beauty of living in the present. Each section will offer you fresh insights, plus a gentle affirmation to make the experience more tangible. Think of these affirmations like caring whispers from your best self, reminding you that even in moments of uncertainty, you have an immeasurable reservoir of strength within. Keep your heart open as we proceed. If you ever catch your mind drifting or those old doubts resurging, remember, it only takes 68 seconds of pointed, loving attention to usher in a new emotional climate. There's no need to force anything. Think of this as a loving exploration, one where you'll meet aspects of yourself you might have overlooked or underestimated. By tuning in, you're already taking strides toward healing, abundance, and a sense of purpose. Are you ready for the journey? Great. Let's begin this transformation one breath at a time. Remember, change doesn't have to be complicated or stressful. Sometimes all it needs is your soft intention, your steady focus, and your willingness to believe in something brighter. A mere 68 seconds might seem too short a time to accomplish anything meaningful. But within those seconds lies a hidden reservoir of creative energy. Think of it as pushing the start button on a brand new day. Only you're launching a positive charge in your mindset that can ripple outward into all areas of your life. Current self-help discussions, especially on social media, emphasize that quick, focused bursts of mindfulness or affirmations can be far more influential than marathon sessions of forced positivity. Why? Because in those precious seconds, your intention is crystal clear and your heart is fully engaged. What does it look like to harness this power? First, pick a thought that genuinely uplifts you. It might be a sense of gratitude for the health you do have, a vision of success in a project you care about, or even a gentle sense of relief that all is well in your relationships. Then hold that thought with unwavering faith. Let it fill your mind, your breath, and every subtle layer of your being. If distractions pop up, acknowledge them without judgment and gently guide yourself back to the positive focus. You're effectively training your mental muscles to stay aligned with a single uplifting idea, rather than letting your mind wander into worry or negativity. The beauty of these 68 seconds is how they create momentum. Like a rolling snowball gathering mass, your concentrated focus gains energy the longer you sustain it. By the time you cross that minute mark, you've built a small but potent field of positivity around you. This field can influence your emotional state, shifting your mood from uncertain or frazzled to calm and determined. More than that, as you practice this technique consistently, it can weave into your daily routines until positivity becomes the natural default setting in your mind. Here's a simple affirmation for this practice. In each passing second, my thoughts and energy unite to create a space of loving possibility. You might say this silently or out loud at the start of your 68-second focus. Let it serve as your anchor. Notice how the words affect your body. Do your shoulders drop? Does your breath become smoother? Listen to these subtle shifts, because they're important cues that your mind and body are moving into harmony. People often ask, what if I can't hold the thought for the full duration? The key isn't perfection, it's perseverance. Even if you slip up at 30 seconds, gently refocus. Over time, you'll find that your ability to sustain an uplifting thought grows, and so does your sense of empowerment. If you worry you're not doing it right, remind yourself that any effort you make toward positivity has value. There is no harsh test here, only a gentle invitation to redirect your energy in a more supportive way. By understanding and embracing the 68-second power, you open a gateway to a fresh perspective. You begin to see that your mind isn't just a passive observer. It's an active participant in creating the quality of each moment. Holding on to a loving thought for a little over a minute might seem simple, yet simplicity often conceals greatness. In that small window, you let go of chaos and align with calm creation. And that is the foundation upon which your now can become a resounding wow. Right here, right now, this is where true power lives. In a world bursting with distractions, news feeds, and never-ending to-do lists, it's easy to let the mind wander into worries about tomorrow or regrets about yesterday. The present moment, however, holds an immeasurable gift: the chance to anchor yourself, to feel the ground beneath your feet, to sense the rhythm of your breath, and to remember who you really are. When we embrace the present, we're not denying the past or ignoring the future. Rather, we're choosing to center our awareness in the one space where real transformation can happen, this immediate point in time. Take a moment to notice your body. Is your jaw tense? Are your shoulders raised? Soften them. Feel your chest rise and fall with each inhalation, and gently exhale any tension you sense. This simple act of observing and releasing can be incredibly grounding. It reminds you that for all the chaos the mind might conjure, there is tranquility available in the now. Whether you're standing in line at the grocery store or sipping tea in a quiet corner, you can cultivate these mini presence breaks at any time. Being present also enriches our interactions. When we truly listen to another person, setting aside our judgments and mental chatter, we offer them a rare gift, full attention. That level of mindfulness can forge deeper connections, reducing misunderstandings and strengthening empathy. In turn, when people feel heard, they often respond with warmth, creating a ripple effect of closeness and authentic communication. Here's an affirmation to guide you. In this moment, I let my awareness rest gently on the now. I am safe, grounded, and fully alive. Repeat this whenever you catch yourself drifting into anxious thoughts about the future or replaying old conversations in your head. Let the affirmation reel you back into the present. Feel it resonating in your bones, reminding you that you have a choice to be here, truly here, for your life. Some people worry that focusing on the present means ignoring their goals. Not at all. Embracing the present actually sharpens your clarity about what needs to be done and how to do it effectively. When you're here, unburdened by regrets or fears, you can make better decisions and channel your energy into purposeful action. It becomes easier to spot opportunities because your mind isn't clouded with thoughts from every other time except this one. If uncertainty creeps in, remember you have the ability to slow down. Pause. Take 3 mindful breaths, each one an invitation to settle into the moment. This doesn't mean your worries vanish. It means you're equipping yourself to address them with a calmer mindset, and that can make all the difference. By gifting yourself the fullness of the present, you're setting the stage for genuine change, healing, and growth. One grounded moment at a time. Learning to remain present is like consistently watering a young plant. Over time, your calm focus takes root, grows stronger, and bears fruit in every area of your life. It's a simple but profound act, reminding you that each new breath brings an opportunity to start fresh, center, and move forward with grace. Every kind word you speak to yourself is like a loving hand extended inward, welcoming the parts of you that have been ignored or silenced for far too long. Affirmations work as gentle disruptors of old narratives, particularly those that told you you're not enough, or that your value is tied to how flawlessly you perform in the world. When you repeat words of encouragement and self-acceptance, you begin reprogramming the mind to see the truth. You are inherently worthy, no matter your past experiences or current challenges. Picture your mind as a fertile garden. Each thought you think is akin to a seed. If you've been planting seeds of doubt or criticism, knowingly or not, they sprout over time, growing into tangled vines of negativity. But when you deliberately sow positive affirmations, you're growing a new kind of bloom. These flowers of self-love may start small, but they become more vibrant with each repetition. For instance, simple phrases like, "I am enough," "I am deeply loved," or "I trust my inner wisdom," may feel awkward at first, especially if you're not used to speaking kindly to yourself. Yet consistency is the magic. Over time, those words feel more natural, transforming from mere statements into heartfelt beliefs. Another powerful facet of affirmations is their ability to influence the body. As you affirm your worth, notice how your posture shifts. Perhaps your shoulders straighten, or you breathe more deeply. This is no coincidence. The mind-body connection is profound, and every affirming statement echoes throughout your entire physical being. If you need a bit of help sinking into the experience, try placing a hand on your heart as you speak your affirmations. This simple gesture fosters a sense of warmth and intimacy that can strengthen the word's impact. Many are discovering new affirmation practices on social media, where creators share quick videos or audio loops designed to help listeners maintain a positive mindset. If you feel drawn to these tools, use them as daily reminders. They can be especially helpful during tough moments, offering a friendly voice when you're finding it hard to muster your own. Still, remember that the deepest transformation occurs when you engage wholeheartedly, meaning you speak or listen to affirmations with presence, genuinely opening your heart to believe in the goodness you're declaring. If self-doubt arises, if an inner voice insists you don't deserve kindness, recognize that resistance is part of the process. Often it's evidence that you're challenging deeply rooted beliefs. Instead of feeling discouraged, let that pushback serve as a signal to lean in more compassionately. You're simply learning to speak a new, empowering language after years of rehearsing negativity. So, take a brave step. Pick one affirmation and repeat it to yourself for 68 seconds. Let it wash over you. Each word is a declaration of your birthright, to be loved, to love yourself, and to experience the sweetness of unfiltered self-acceptance. Through this practice, you nurture your mental garden, one caring word at a time, until self-love becomes not just an occasional thought, but a way of being. Much like heavy luggage dragged around an airport, emotional baggage can weigh us down, slowing our progress and making each step forward seem more difficult than it needs to be. Often, these burdens come from past hurts, times when we felt misunderstood, abandoned, or simply not enough. These unresolved emotions don't vanish. They linger in the body, sometimes manifesting as physical tension or chronic stress. Yet within you lies the capacity to unpack these old wounds, to recognize them with compassion, and to begin freeing yourself of their weight. One of the first steps is acknowledging that your emotions, no matter how painful, are valid. Telling yourself, "I shouldn't feel this way," often prolongs the hurt. Instead, offer acceptance. You might quietly say, "I see this pain, and I honor the part of me that hurt." In doing so, you create space for healing. Like gently opening a box that's been sealed for years, you're allowing stale air to leave and fresh oxygen to circulate. Journaling can be a powerful aid here. By putting pen to paper, you grant your emotions a safe place to land. You don't have to be an accomplished writer to benefit. Simply let the words flow. Anger, sadness, confusion, whatever surfaces. The act of naming what you feel brings clarity, and clarity is the first step to resolution. Over time, you might notice patterns, certain triggers, or repeated themes. These insights can guide you toward deeper self-understanding and compassion. Gentle visualization is another method. Close your eyes and imagine standing beside a calm river. Visualize yourself placing your emotional burdens into the water, one by one, and watch them drift downstream. You don't need to chase after them or retrieve them. You're allowing them to leave at their own pace. As they float away, breathe out any lingering tension. With each exhalation, you're giving your body and mind permission to release what no longer serves. Try this affirmation as you engage in your healing work. I am willing to acknowledge my hurts and free myself with compassionate understanding. Willing is a key word here. You're not forcing or rushing the process. You're simply opening a door and allowing healing energies to enter. In this softness, even long-standing wounds can begin to mend. Keep in mind that healing isn't linear. You might feel significant relief one day and find old memories resurfacing the next. This ebb and flow is natural. Meet yourself with patience, just as you would a dear friend who's been through a rough time. If tears come, let them. They're part of the body's way of releasing built-up emotion. If you need extra support, consider speaking to a caring therapist or counselor. There's no shame in reaching out. Indeed, it's often a brave act of self-love. Over time, as you lighten your emotional load, you'll discover a brighter sense of aliveness within you. Freed from the shackles of old pain, you'll have fresh energy and openness to pour into new joys, relationships, and creative pursuits. By healing your own heart, you also become a compassionate presence for others, showing that it's possible to move beyond the past into a more peaceful, empowered present. Gratitude can be as simple as noticing a single ray of morning sun filtering through your window, and still, its effects run deep. In the swirl of modern life, we often overlook the small blessings that sweeten our days. A smile from a stranger, a warm meal, the soft hum of music. Yet these quiet gifts are an invitation to shift our perspective from what's lacking to what's already here, abundant and loving. The act of thanking life, whether you're thanking a higher power, the universe, or just the innate goodness in the world, trains your mind to spot more reasons to feel fortunate. One current trend many people find helpful is a gratitude challenge, where you list a few things you appreciate every day for a set period of time, say 21 or 30 days. Some folks share their lists on social media, while others keep a private journal. Either way, this simple ritual can recalibrate your emotional outlook. It's no coincidence that science backs this up. Studies show that regular gratitude practice can lower stress levels and improve overall well-being. The more you engage in it, the more your brain rewires itself to see the positive side of life. Think of gratitude as a gentle lens through which you view the world. It doesn't mean dismissing your problems or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about recognizing that, alongside any difficulties, there are moments of grace. You may still face challenges, but you'll also be aware of the silver linings that accompany them. Perhaps you learned an important lesson, discovered an inner strength you didn't know you had, or drew closer to someone who supported you. If you find it hard to focus on gratitude, particularly on days when life feels challenging, try a quick exercise. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, and conjure up one simple blessing you often take for granted. Clean water, a safe place to sleep, or even your ability to breathe easily. Next, say silently, "Thank you for this gift. I acknowledge its presence in my life." Allow the feeling of appreciation to warm you from the inside. When you open your eyes, see if your surroundings look just a bit friendlier. This small intentional practice shifts your energy from a place of lack to a space of receiving. Pair this practice with an affirmation. I open my heart to gratitude, embracing all the beautiful gifts life shares with me each day. As you speak or think these words, visualize them settling into your heart space. Let them shape your interactions and your reactions. You might notice you're more patient in traffic, more compassionate toward someone who's upset, or more tender with yourself when you stumble. Over time, gratitude can become a default setting. Instead of first seeing the negative, you'll instinctively scan for reasons to be appreciative. This doesn't mean you'll never feel sadness or frustration. It just means that those feelings won't block out your awareness of the good that simultaneously exists. And that balance, acknowledging both the trials and the treasures, is often enough to foster a renewed sense of hope and wonder in daily life. Beyond your five senses lies a subtler kind of sight, an inner vision that can guide you when life's path grows unclear. Many refer to it as intuition or a spiritual third eye, but regardless of the term, it's a wellspring of deeper knowing. Awakening this inner vision is less about straining to see the unseen and more about relaxing into the wisdom that already resides in your core. When you trust that you have an intuitive compass within, life's twists and turns become easier to navigate. To begin exploring this subtle realm, find a quiet corner and close your eyes. Place a hand gently on your forehead, as though you're acknowledging the seat of your intuition. Take several slow, mindful breaths, imagining each inhale drawing in clarity and each exhale releasing doubt. After a few cycles, pose a simple question to your inner self. What do I need to see more clearly right now? Don't force an answer. Simply rest in the silence and notice any impressions, images, words, or sensations that might arise. Overthinking can get in the way, so embrace whatever form your intuitive nudges take, even if they feel faint at first. It's helpful to keep a small journal where you note any insights that come through in these reflective moments. Patterns might emerge over time, showing you how your inner vision tends to communicate. You might see a recurring symbol or experience a soft sensation in your body when you're on the right track. By making room for these gentle messages, you deepen your connection to your intuition. An affirmation to support this practice could be, I trust my inner wisdom to guide me toward clarity and peace. Speak these words with humility and openness. Notice if your mind tries to dismiss the notion of an inner compass. If it does, gently reassure yourself that everyone possesses an intuitive spark. It's simply a matter of nurturing it, like watering a seed so that it can grow. Over time, you'll likely find that the more you rely on your intuition for smaller decisions, like which route to take or which book to read, the stronger it becomes, and the more confident you'll feel about using it in bigger life choices. Today's world can be noisy, full of voices telling you what to think or do. Awakening your inner vision empowers you to discern what truly resonates with your heart. This does not mean you ignore external wisdom or advice. Rather, you blend it with the guidance of your own spirit, creating a balanced approach to life's challenges. As you tune in more frequently, you might find a heightened sense of synchronicity, those coincidences that happen at just the right moment, leading you exactly where you need to be. This awakening isn't about predicting the future or escaping the present. Instead, it's about partnering with your inner self so you can traverse each moment with greater awareness. As you do so, watch how your energy shifts. You may feel calmer, more grounded, and oddly assured that you're walking the path that aligns best with who you truly are. Trust this guidance, and it will illuminate your life from the inside out. Standing before your own reflection can be surprisingly transformative. In that glass, you see not just a physical form, but a wealth of stories, memories, and experiences that shape who you are. Mirror work invites you to look beyond any perceived flaws and instead make eye contact with your own humanity. It may feel uncomfortable at first. Many people discover that it's much easier to list their shortcomings than to acknowledge their own strengths. Yet the mirror, in its unblinking honesty, can become a gateway to profound self-acceptance. Here's a simple approach. Choose a time when you're alone and won't be interrupted. Stand or sit in front of a mirror. Gently soften your gaze, allowing yourself to take in every detail without judgment. Next, speak aloud an affirmation such as, "I see you and I love you just as you are." Listen to the voice that arises in response. Maybe it's disbelief, "This feels silly," or "I don't deserve this praise." If so, recognize that as a conditioned thought. Keep going, even if tears surface. Emotions often run high when we directly address ourselves with compassion, because it's a direct contrast to self-criticism or neglect. If you feel a strong resistance, break down the practice into small steps. Perhaps start by looking at your eyes for a few seconds, then gently shift away if needed. Over the course of days or weeks, aim to hold your own gaze longer. Acclimating to self-acceptance can take time, but the rewards are tangible. Mirror work helps dismantle the mental filters that highlight only your imperfections. Instead, it directs attention to your resilience, your warmth, and the unique spark that only you carry. Combining mirror work with journaling amplifies its benefits. After your session, jot down any notable thoughts or feelings. Did you find yourself recalling certain childhood experiences or harsh criticisms from the past? Notice these triggers without condemnation. Writing them down can reveal patterns you might have missed. Over time, you'll likely observe that your negative self-talk diminishes as your sense of self-kindness expands. Throughout this process, remember that you don't need to aim for perfection. The beauty in mirror work lies in honest engagement with your inner self. It's not about forcing a constant, unwavering love if you're not there yet. It's about showing up day after day, willing to replace judgment with curiosity and criticism with gentle acceptance. Keep in mind that physical appearance is just one aspect of you. As you gaze into the mirror, sense the layers of your being, your dreams, your talents, your compassionate heart. Use this affirmation whenever you sense doubt. My reflection is a doorway to understanding and accepting every part of who I am. Over time, you might find that the mirror evolves from a place of discomfort to a place of solace. You begin to see yourself as both beautifully flawed and undeniably worthy, a walking testament to courage and growth. This practice can melt away self-imposed barriers, allowing you to stand tall in your own truth. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning hurtful actions or pretending you weren't wounded. It means releasing the tight grip of resentment that keeps your heart locked in bitterness. Many of us hold on to grudges, often believing we're punishing the other person by refusing to let go. In reality, we're punishing ourselves, reliving the pain each time we recall the hurt. True forgiveness liberates you from that repetitive cycle, allowing fresh air and healing to flow into your spirit. Begin by recognizing the impact resentment has on your emotional and even physical well-being. It can drain your energy, disturb your sleep, and color your interactions with others who had nothing to do with the original offense. When you see that you deserve better than to live in that state, you open the door to forgiving, not for their sake, but for yours. This is a courageous act of self-love, acknowledging that you will no longer be defined by someone else's actions or words. A helpful exercise is to write a letter you never intend to send. Address it to the person or situation that caused you pain. Pour out all your feelings, the anger, sadness, disappointment. Let it be raw and real, without censorship. When you finish, read it over and notice if you feel any relief. Then, in a ritual of letting go, you might safely burn the letter or shred it, visualizing the energy of that hurt dissolving into ashes. Sometimes it takes more than one attempt, and that's okay. Forgiveness can be a gradual unfolding. Balance this practice with an affirmation such as, I release resentment and choose peace. I free myself by offering forgiveness, both to others and to me. Don't be surprised if you encounter internal resistance, especially if the wound runs deep. That resistance might stem from fear of being hurt again, or fear that by forgiving, you're trivializing your experience. Reassure yourself that forgiveness is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's a testament to your capacity to transcend the limitations placed upon you by someone else's behavior. And yes, self-forgiveness is just as vital. We can carry guilt for our own mistakes or missteps, sometimes for years. Holding on to that guilt saps our vitality and undermines our belief in our capacity to evolve. By offering yourself the same kindness you'd show a dear friend who's contrite, you pave the way for genuine healing. The moment you permit yourself to be imperfect yet still worthy, you experience a profound sense of liberation. In choosing forgiveness, you're effectively reclaiming your power. You're no longer anchored to an old story of victimhood. Instead, you stand rooted in the present, free to shape your narrative based on healing, compassion, and authentic self-worth. With each layer of hurt you peel away, you make more room for love, clarity, and forward momentum. This newly unburdened heart can then radiate peace into every relationship and endeavor, ensuring that the energy of forgiveness uplifts not just you, but the world around you. Take a moment to breathe in everything we've explored. There's a radiant path unfolding before you, marked by self-love, the power of focused thought, and the unshakable belief that you're worthy of great joy. Perhaps you've already sensed small but meaningful changes, like a glimmer of optimism where there once was doubt, or the softening of a harsh inner voice that once dominated your thoughts. These are signs that you're moving from now to wow, harnessing the power of 68 seconds, mirror work, forgiveness, and all the other practices we've touched upon to gently reshape your reality. Remember, each new day offers a chance to rewrite the script of your life. The lessons shared here aren't meant to be lofty goals you check off a list. Rather, they can be woven into the fabric of your daily routines. Maybe you'll find yourself pausing to hold a 68-second vision of success before tackling a tough project. Perhaps you'll recite a loving affirmation in the mirror after waking up, or keep a small notebook to jot down moments of gratitude throughout the day. These small acts, repeated consistently, hold transformative power. Your emotional landscape may still present challenges, and that's part of being human. On some days, self-doubt might creep back in, or old resentments might resurface. That's okay. Nothing you feel is invalid or wrong. These emotions can be signposts, guiding you to areas that need extra kindness and attention. Treat them as signals rather than burdens. meeting them with compassion instead of judgment. Over time, you'll refine your ability to pivot from limiting beliefs to supportive truths. If there's one overarching message to carry forward, it's this: you are your own greatest healer, teacher, and ally. Yes, guidance from trusted voices can illuminate the way, and supportive communities can ease the load. But the spark of transformation resides within you. It's your intention and willingness to explore your inner depths that ultimately lead to a brighter, more fulfilling life. So let these final words resonate deep in your being. With each breath, I embrace my power to create a life filled with love, clarity, and boundless possibility. Speak it out loud or hold it softly in your heart. Allow these words to remind you that you possess the tools to shift your mindset, heal old wounds, and cultivate a daily experience rooted in peace and gratitude. You don't have to chase monumental change at every turn. Sometimes it's the gentle, consistent steps that yield the most profound results. As you go forward, celebrate the small wins. Each time you catch yourself speaking kindly instead of critically, each time you replace a fearful thought with a hopeful one, you're making progress. The journey is yours to shape, one moment of awareness at a time. From now to wow isn't a giant leap. It's a series of loving choices that cumulatively build a better, brighter life. May you continue to discover that the power for transformation was in your hands and heart all along. And may each fresh day bring you closer to the radiant possibilities you so richly deserve.